if you are LAG and you got blown out of the water, did not find a lot of success in your rotations, not a lot of success on your hold win percentage. But you need to make sure you do that better today because OpTic, they don't rotate. They just break into hills and hold down that time.
And I think for the green wall, you just want to see it bounce back in the Hardpoint in particular. Let's get it on. Protocol Hardpoint. Starting things off with the LAG perspective, man. The young French gun in Linz. Not able to find anything on his first light, but the rest of the team do find success to get into the Hardpoint early.
Oh, and I love how Kismet pulls out that third AR in this aspect. Already knows he's going to be that player. Soak up this P one time. You have routes being developed from Hoop. Trying to catch the timing on this pinch, wins that one-on-one gunfight. There's a contest around P1, but Sky's doing a great job just keeping Kismet alive.
Really good start. Kismet then has the freedom to pop up, find his elimination around the Hardpoint. Flipping the spawns around now is Kismet. Straight shoot. 3 in a row already to get things going for LAG. Still holding down the sidewalk, and it's getting this crowd fired up as the Gorillas made her off really cleanly, 30-0.
That's already 3 dead. Make it all 4. Kismet not missing shots. We know that the level of the Bulldog when he is on point. Already a 5-1 start. You get 45 seconds off of P1. Chef's kiss, and they are not slowing down.
Not a single point earned so far. Only 6 eliminations for OpTic, and now Priesta's the cutoff man. Also tracks down one up top. Pistol out, and how about Priesta? Oh my goodness, LAG looking clean to start, but LA need to find a way to break into P2.
Yeah, spawns flip. At least you do have one player potentially setting up on the pinch, but Kenny gets a read on that. It's already 2 dead in favor of OpTic Texas. They have the numbers. They just have to trade it out, but Priesta on 5 in a row is just keeping them off the point.
Really clean stuff, though, just to make sure that they can isolate over towards the backside of the Hardpoint before they focus on mid-map, largely due to the fact that nobody was there to help out from the ledge play. Sky's back up into the windows. 25 seconds remaining. There's 3, and how about 4? Linz wipes the field off, and now all of a sudden, you got mixed spawns happening. OpTic are in a really weird position.
Yeah, you got to try to reach Shotzi. He gets blessed with the opportunity to make a play. Finds that first kill, and now if you are Skies, you have to put focus on him. Cannot allow him to be the game breaker here. Dominate early towards P1. A lot of time there off P2, but this rotation is looking like it's going to go in favor of OpTic Texas. Kenny with the double puts them in a number situation.
Thing about this is it's still being relatively contested around the backside, so every kill's a big one, especially from Linz's POV. Finds the first, steps away cleanly, 2 for Linz. In and out of the Hardpoint quickly, being chased down. Hoop will find the elimination. Back into the hill we go. Sky still holding on to the front, and Priesta clears out Spiral.
And OpTic spawn all the way across the map. We know it was Shotzi getting isolated yesterday, not allowing him to be a playmaker. So far, a 1-8 start. You need this guy to start turning around.
You heard it from Nameless. This could not quite find his timings yesterday. It felt like the same is starting to occur here, and a lot of that is largely due to the fact that once more, LAG, they're not just finding 4 dead, Jay, they're finding 2-3 quickly, and then quickly capitalizing on the 1 last remaining, just forcing this OpTic split out every single time.
And now if you're OpTic Texas, you need to hit a hard reset. We're not going to contest this final 20, because then we're going to be laid off the rotation. Thankfully, Hook is in a position to contest it early on, but Kismet wins the gunfight. Everything that they are throwing at OpTic Texas, they have not been able to prepare for it or counter it. Rotation is going to be one. The round enough from Kismet with the zip. The Bulldog is on point.
And he's got himself a Hellstorm as well. Still have to battle over the top of P4 though. Off the regen, Kismet stunned, nade going in, but he still finds a way to shut down 1, not quite the second. Linz right behind him. Now just looking to finish off the final OpTic members, and they're cleaning them up in Spiral. 107-21, LAG in the Hardpoint.
OpTic need to stop the bleeding, man. They need to break, and they need it quick. They have the numbers. Put pressure through a big door. Shotzi flies on in and gets a double, but it's again Kismet. Still giving his team a lifeline to potentially fly right back on in. But finally, OpTic Texas a little bit of space where they can start to recover.
What a route from Linz. Knowing his teammates are going to spawn up a little bit faster, he cuts off the reinforcements from OpTic. Shut down by Dashy. 20 seconds for the fight for it. This is a big 20 for OpTic fans. Priesta stepping in, cleaning up on the damage that his teammates had put together, but a little backsplash comes through as Dashy and Hoop will clean things up, and the back 10 go to OpTic.
Yeah, big time right there for OpTic Texas. Keep this game competitive. The Lynch not going to get fooled twice. Takes down Hoop. Now you go back to this P1 where Kismet was able to soak up 45 seconds, go on a 5 streak. You need to take care of him with that AR.
He is gunning. Oh my goodness. Priesta also 14-8. That was one of the players to watch for the desk, and he has provided to this point, but OpTic are starting to chew away at this massive lead. So here comes the Hellstorm, just trying to clear out the hill. Landing on in, won't find any eliminations, but it gives Linz a chance to win back mid-map. Sky's also working towards the backside of the staircase. Can't quite find the OpTic members that were previously in the Hardpoint, but still the numbers are good for LAG to get in for some time.
Yeah, they had all the info, so they were able to find a couple of kills to work their way back on in, but Hoop with the read pinch through top zip is able to find a double. Now Linz, your job is to contest on the front side of Garmons, but it's Kismet again. Still finessing around this P1, he eventually drops, and it should be OpTic in a position to soak up this final 20.
looks good for it at the moment, but the lead again continues to dwindle. LAG trying to play through old, but also keep the setup for new. Prime time to take a listen in with the Gorillas main.
Big on time in time.
Big on Kenny, big on Kenny. After Kenny.
Nice. I'm playing for mid control. Yeah, I'm playing for mid.
Yeah, I'm looking for
I'm
you.
taking steps. I'm actually got hold.
I have short.
I'm on the grandmas. One my
Back tower, Kyler. Two of them back tower. Need hope. There's two.
Nice. Great time. What's he
I'm your hop. Yo, tower weak. There's two towers. Nice. Play together.
Top it.
I'm going cliff.
I'm on the mid tower.
We can push up. Where we are?
I'm gonna shot this.
They're tower fast.
Yo, you can push out back tower side, Caesar. Right to left.
I got short.
I'll get your grandmas.
Back tower, three of them. There's three. Watch out.
I'm standing. I'm at one mid. Yo, listen, I have all the mid routes, guys. They cannot go on the ground. They have to go outside.
I'm pretty sure
I'm gonna go trip.
Okay, back grandmas got me. He's weak. I only saw one.
Yeah, he's going top thumbs, Kenny. One shot.
Okay.
Back up. Go front door.
Just live Caesar, live
Front door dead.
He's gonna be in the back.
Yo, he's top thumbs.
I'm the back.
No Kenny dead.
I have all mid. Someone get time.
They're in the
They could be
back.
underground.
100% gonna be in the
I
back.
have the back here, okay? Could be no kills.
I got one.
Nice. They're be behind us for sure.
Yeah, what's P2 and what's too long? There's only one time I think. P2 long. Kill time. Front door, maybe.
Front. Two shots. One's from mid. Right in front mid. I have no from mid.
Iron banana.
They go back.
Back door.
I got help each other.
Win the trade.
Nice.
LAG starting to string it back together again. Scrap time looking decent. OpTic definitely backs up against the wall as we drop over with Texas with their listening.
Okay, I just spawn. They're all top. I'll spawn bros. Spawn. This one. Wait for you. Back there. Dead.
Okay,
Finish it. Back there, not weak. Last two.
absolute on time.
Nice, good shit.
Yo, rotate if you can.
Okay.
Yo, jump down. Time it.
Two
There's
top
two
mid.
time it.
See the one shot. One absolute. Dead.
Nice, I spawn out.
Big defender. Lens. What's the Ivy? Ivy, we can look.
Nice, last guy.
Ivy, no. Put up. Yeah, come in. Spawn kill me. He's already big there. Like, P2 kids, man.
Yo, I hit him with the Nick close right. He's absolute close right. Nice hit. No.
Those are really bigger close right. Both there. They're both there.
I'm not there yet. They're in.
There's two in. One's big door.
Big door. Nice.
I'm one.
Yo, he's in the big door.
Last two zip.
Big door is absolute Caesar.
Nice. Last two. One's zip and one's back to the top.
Back side of me.
Oh, yeah. He's been shot kind of deep.
Yeah, two backside.
Oh, you're
Watch out, Zeb.
I'm playing big door, bro.
Yeah, I'm just holding
Take your time.
Holding strong. Yo, spiral one shot.
Big computer lens. Big computer. We can smoke. Big computer. Dead.
Watch out.
Another zip.
Out-rotated, outgunned. LAG is all over OpTic. Past the 200-point mark and holding OpTic underneath 100 points until Dashley finally gets in for the back 10.
Yeah, final 15 going to be theirs, but still a long ladder to climb if you want to get yourself back into this game. The way that the Gorilla mates are currently playing, you have 99 Kismet currently activated. Priesta, he's going off. Liz is finding double kill after double kill. And now they win another rotation, again over towards P1.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, you can have that back 15 on P4. We're just going to get the setup around 1 and get 20, 30 seconds here. It's been so good around these mixy hard points for LAG. Sky is trying to force the issue. Backside sidewalk enabled by a teammate with the stun trying to come through. 225 to 110. This was not just a one-day affair. OpTic look lost.
LAG are just performing on a whole different level. We have not seen them this dominant in Hardpoint the entirety of the season. But now only need 18 seconds from taking map number 1 and taking full command of this series. Another 3 dead in the feed. You can still win it here at P1. You know where the pressure's coming in. Skies is just lining them up.
Yep. And still, OpTic, I mean, again, we're all focused on the exact same thing. It's just all through this backside helicopter staircase. It's just all being lined up for Kismet. 32 and 19, the full wipe. That will be the game. Just get into P2. Get the final second. 250 to 110. Are you kidding? Woo!
And you got the Bulldog already out his chair. You know when he's in that mode, he usually gets it done with the SMG, but his AR was simply uncontested. You're running a majority of your rotations. You're accounting for players who are getting those freaky spawns at some point. So we jump into that listen, and they do. There's definitely one person in the back. We got to play real tight here. Just off that awareness, you could tell that they were on point from start to finish. And that scoreline has got the Green Wall fans a little shook now.
I'll say. I think a lot of it is, again, just the same things that Zesker talking about. Shotzzy not being able to find timings. He starts off like 1 and 8. Just can't quite get anything going. And I think there is a level of, again, LAG, their break-off strategy. Get the kills first, then take the map. And once they do, read your awareness. Find a way to see where your advantages are. Let Linz kind of do what he wants to do. He finishes with 28 and 19. 19 of those non-traded, but it's the Bulldog. 32, 19, a minute 43 in the hill with 14 objective kills.
Brother, it's the entire team.
No,
Every
true,
single
yeah.
player almost has 20 non-traded kills. OpTic Texas, they're always one of those teams they can slay with the best of them. But a slow performance there from Dashy alongside Hoop. Everyone on the side of OpTic Texas go negative. And Dash with 2K damage. That might have been the first time I've ever seen that kind of stat line from him.
Yeah.
So
And I was going to say, I think the thing about it is, again, you talked about it a little bit on the preamble as we were running through the fly-through. This OpTic team, one of the most efficient in terms of being on the hill.
Yeah.
But sometimes that comes by way of breaks. Sometimes it's not as well-structured as you would assume it would be from a rotational standpoint. And this time around, LAG win the majority of rotations, which is something we didn't see the last time they played this map. And they just kept forcing OpTic in these split spawn situations.
And that's so tough because OpTic Texas, like we said, they have a 3-1 record, now 3-2, but every time they found success in their victories, it was never off of rotating early. It was about finding your kills on the way there to eventually spawn them out, soak up a lot of that time, but it was all about the breaks. They just simply could not find one. The Gorilla mates were all over the map. How fast Kisman was playing with that AR, Sky's just holding down his lanes, and then Priest and Linz were just flying around with those SMGs in hand. Just way too much pressure for OpTic Texas to handle it.
I think that's one of those inspiring things as well when you see Priesta moving with that type of tempo.
Yeah.
You know, we've really seen that, I think, start to occur, especially from players like Celium, where he's stepping up his pace. He's trying to get into the mix a little bit more often. He might be the last guy in, but at least he's getting in. We're starting to see that a little bit from Priesta, and that's kind of what I talk about when it's about this LAG team. Some of their losses have been really tight, and they've played a very tough schedule up until this point. So now we take the focus away from the Hardpoint, and with them taking map number 1, this changes the whole dynamic around this series in my mind. This has a ton of opportunities all over these next 4 maps for LAG.
Without question, because they have reps on Skyline Search and Destroy. They also have reps on Hasi. Their most played Hardpoint is Skyline Hardpoint. And in that game 5, they're probably not even thinking about it with the way that they're playing currently. But for OpTic Texas, now you're going into a map 2 where you have not played it a single time throughout the season.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those we're going to have to figure it out really quickly.
Yeah.
I think on the other side, when you look at LAG, their Search and Destroy hasn't necessarily been great, but it hasn't really been as bad as maybe the stats would show. Because again, a lot of tight map losses, round 9s, round 10s, definitely feels like there's a handful of series in there where you can look back at a map 2 and say, you win that, you're not in the lower bracket to start this tournament off at. But wasn't the case, and it comes down to those improvements, those adjustments, and we have started to see them grow and mold together.
And to look at the ICE leaderboard on the season, obviously we know Dashy. He's one of the most, if not the most clutch player that we have in the league, not only for this season, but even last. But you got players like Hoop right behind him. That OpTic green wall combination, they usually clutch up in those moments. Then you got players like Sim. I like to see Cammy up there. He's got a little ice, but lucky. We saw the kind of clutches he was able to do versus OpTic Texas yesterday. He deserves to be on this leaderboard.
Yeah, he was massive for them yesterday and definitely giving some more fuel to the local crowd. But now it's just down to how do you bounce back? Because again, OpTic was legitimately our best hardpoint team coming into this event. They haven't won a hardpoint yet. That starts to play on your mind. You'd have to think just a little bit, especially looking at this series where LAG has beat them on a Skyline hardpoint already. So it's like, it gets a little tight.
I'm just looking at the way that OpTic played their game 5 yesterday. And it was basically everyone doing whatever the hell they wanted. It wasn't really a lot of teamwork. And on a map like Skyline, you're going to need that teamwork to prevail because trades go down instantly.
Well, taking a look at what's on the line here, outside of the fact that one of these 2 teams will be eliminated here, you move on to face the Royal Ravens, who did look a lot more composed in their first matchup. If you missed it earlier on this morning or afternoon here in local time, 3-0 versus the Falcons, and a big bounce back. They had a 6-5 Search and Destroy after being down 5-1 and 2 straight offensive wins in the vault control. And then most impressively, how about that Minnesota Rocker team? Because we were sitting in the green room watching, it's just like, this definitely has a series that has 5 written all over it, but let's be honest, this Rocker team has looked consistent versus what they've done online to what they've shown so far here on land.
The fact that they only went 4 maps is still mind-blowing to me because those guys usually push it all the way to the distance, but you could tell that they were feeling themselves, especially off that interview out of Geo. He was like double positive map 3, double positive map 4, and sometimes I give a little criticism because he plays slow, but if you're guaranteeing those kills, who cares?
Crowd happy to see the Bulldog vibing right now. Looking like 99 kids. What can they pull on the Search and Destroy? A mode that has just been 4-7 for them so far in the season, but again, this map has been pretty solid for them. So 2 wins in their last 2 attempts on it, and pretty convincing. I think 6 threes on both of them. No, 6-3 and a 6-4. So they've got something working here in terms of how they've played so far on the qualifier stage, and here's how they kind of started things off. And like I said, you know, when you look at it initially, you go, oh, the Map 5 loss versus Minnesota, that feels bad.
First week too.
Wait a second, Minnesota's not bad. And then you've got the Carolina loss, you're like, whoa. And then you wait a second, Carolina's not bad. And then you go and you play up against Thieves, you play up against OpTic, you get your win versus Cloud9, and then you play a tough Toronto team before finishing off versus Falcons. So I think, again, you look at those first 4 games, that's a tough opening schedule, especially compared to how Minnesota and Carolina started their season.
Without question, you start off your season by getting a reverse sweep. That's always tough. But then Carolina, at that point of the season, they were one of the top teams that we had in the game.
Yep.
They didn't lose any hard points, weren't really losing search and destroys. But it just seemed like LAG had to go through these bumps and bruises on the road, man, because you need to be able to understand who you're playing with, adapt to new play styles. I'm pretty sure the Desk always touched on it. What's Kismet going to look like without Hydra? What's Hydra going to look like without Kismet?
Sure.
And it seems like both players are now starting to figure it out.
No, really, I agree with that completely. And I think there is a lesson in the losing is learning type situation.
Always.
And I think just kind of looking back over that sequence of qualifier matches, they lost to a lot of very different teams. Like, Thieves do not play like OpTic, and they do not play like Toronto. Like, there is a lot of dynamic, I think, opponents and what they were able to kind of feel in their qualifiers. And I think that's when you talk to them in the interviews, they say, hey, we really do feel like we're catching our own identity, catching our own stride, and it definitely feels good. The small audio issue on stage, we should be close to go, so Skyline Search is still queued up and ready to go for us. And this pause has not iced the crowd at all. They have still been up and jumping and singing, so love to hear that.
Yeah, we know that the energy is going to be roaring for this series. Obviously, if you're the green wall, you need to be a little bit louder in this map number 2 because the Detrimates fans, they got flags. Everybody rocking a scarf. Green suits looking good. Everybody's repping today.
I'll say, repping for the whole weekend so far. And I'm sure they would love to see another day of action for the Gentlemates. A lot of the OpTic crowd still in the pit, trying to fire up the usual let's go OpTic, clap, 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 clap. They're trying. Game's ready though, boys and girls. A couple more shots in the training range and we'll be ready to go.
I just need to make sure that OpTic are playing together on this map because when you play Skyline Search and Destroy, these rounds can end in the first 10 to 15 seconds. It's all about the trade gunfights, watching certain angles. But one thing that you have to account for is what LAG are good at. That's usually their attacking side.
Yep.
When they find first blood, which is only 46% of the time, they are 100% in conversion rate. They're also great in their post-plant scenario, so OpTic need to make sure that they're contesting early on over towards that A site.
Be smooth in the first bloods, keep the conversion up if you're LAG. OpTic, does this feel a little bit like the end of last year where some of their search just gets a little bit one-dimensional at times? We'll find out. It is a one-dimensional map.
Especially with that guy on the map.
Say.
You know, Kismet is full of plays. That massive playbook for Search and Destroy. But here we go into the game 2. Already starting off the aggressive push through hallway.
Nades out, takes the angle, but not a bad opening. Shots able to go 1 for 1, plus a follow-up elimination on the outside of the pool leads to a numbers advantage for OpTic, 3v2, and Linz has to wait.
He is also the bomb carrier. Don't want to put this in bad positioning. Still in the 2v3. We have OpTic watching across through mid-map. Kenny holding down that cross angle, but then just worked his way potentially on the pinch.
Oh, I think he sees the, sees the top. That will work out. Follow-up, almost, but Hook with the shutdown leads to Priest down for a 1v2. Bomb in that very nasty spot, but lots of time for Priest to work with.
Yeah, it's Kenny and Hook. Just gonna roam around together. And make sure they trade this out effectively with 35 seconds to go. Priest is just trying to locate what the setup is looking like. He has no info.
He's starting to run out of time a little bit now, too. Does not want to get caught on a cross. Here we go. They cook, bounce pass. Hits the opposite door. Just trying to fake out OpTic as much as humanly possible. Doesn't really have much of a look at it, though. And OpTic will clean things up. Good reception to the quick, aggressive offensive hit, too.
Yeah, they were able to go for a 2-for-1 trade there. Keep the numbers on their side. And even though Linz finds one, Hook was in the perfect position to find that trade. And then Priesta has to work all the way across the map to recover the bomb. And the double chow too strong there for OpTic Texas. They take the first.
Competing energy here in the crowd. What do you call trying to get this thing under your thumb here if you're OpTic? Not gonna take the bomb.
Gotta go get that. Yep.
Okay. A little Probably a little bit late to the party here at B. And now Who kind of has to sit here and wait. Middle of the map though, Shotzzy gets a freebie. Backside of the pool. More nearby, backside fireplace, but LAG will back off and give themselves a chance at a retake.
Yeah, the stun's good enough to find that first blood onto Linz. Now you have full A bomb site control. Bomb is being planted. You have the numbers, just trade it out.
I don't know if Shotzzy saw the drop down from Kiz. We'll be anticipating it though, as LAG are trying to feel things out over towards bedroom side. OpTic looking to kind of force the issue. They're going to push through the site here. This may lead to a couple of isolated moments, but Dashy finds the first over towards Skies. Priest on the backside will turn the attention, finding the trade a little bit more delayed. And Kismet's stuck. He just doesn't have anywhere to go. Looks like he's got the Q onto one. Time becoming an issue. The big win from Priesta. Now to the 1v2.
Kenny, all you need is one kill. You need to find one kill, but Kismet with the movement. Slide, slide, slippery slide. I'm swerving that corner. Whoa, a double. Turns into a 4v2. And LAG able to tie it up.
Wow. I mean, legitimately, that was a near impossible retake situation with how OpTic were set up, but the isolation of the Dashy comes through nicely, then the long-range shots, and Kismet says, get down, Mr. President, I got you.
And they did that with only 20 seconds left
know it.
before that first gunfight goes down. Maybe if you just play around the point, play next to your teammate instead of just spreading the map the way that you do. You don't get picked apart. But they clutch up 1v1 after 1v1. Priesta with the double, Kismet the closer, able to tie the game.
Wow, this has been a rejuvenation from Priesta so far in these first two maps. Possibility of a long series in front of us, but it's been a hell of a start. And outside of the first round aggression, now you're going to get LAG just hitting the brakes and seeing if they can keep OpTic Texas a little bit on their heels.
Just let the tempo switch up. Potentially catch them off guard, but the stun is able to connect onto Kismet. But just look at the route being developed on the ground from Linz.
The question here is, with that stun tagging, is OpTic going to try to push someone through? Yeah, they got Shotzzy through the back. Whoa! That's just a quick push up top. Linz now figured out towards the bottom. He's a bit stuck. Whoa, antics though with the zip line being chased. Stuns his backside, but no. Kills are easy to come by. Kismet now, last one left alive. This will be a 1v4 and there's no chance to get to a second. That bold counterplay from OpTic.
Yeah, it's high risk, high reward kind of play right there from Shotzzy. The stun connects, you have him a little bit weak towards top cobble. You fly on in for that first blood. Then just a commitment right there onto Linz. You gain the info. Linz, I thought, was going to be in a position to at least find one. Doesn't find any. Shotzzy sends it for that second kill. Very clean round right there for OpTic Texas on that defense.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they're hitting them with a little bit of that counter aggression as well, saying we're not going to just, receive and turtle up. Yeah. Exactly. We're going to take the fight to you. So here we go. OpTic on their next offensive effort. 4 players already over towards bedroom. Dash is going to find out. The first he gets 2. Oh, massive. Sky is at least able to find him on the response with his cooked up nade, but Shotzzy's gotten forward to piano, but they don't know where Skies was off that nade, and Kismet finds another, leaving Hook down by himself. He's got the last one right on the corner at Skies. Oh, they're gonna see one another, and Hook, Gunny too strong, gets the win.
Almost got scary though. That was another 4v2 scenario. But thankfully Hook doesn't peek out the back door. Skies knew he was close, but that Jackal was definitely preferred for those close-range gunfights. OpTic Texas secure the attacking ground. Now up by 2.
Yeah, quick lead here for OpTic. It's going to call for some sort of an adjustment here, you would think, for LAG, especially on their next offensive effort, which is coming right now. Seen some aggression. We've seen some more of the we'll wait. How do you play this one? Little 2-2 split. Nades over the top. Priesta and Linz working together over towards A, which is wide open. OpTic looking to float over towards poolside, trying to overwhelm. This is again Shotzzy getting through up top. Shots are starting to come out, but Shotzi's in a really sneaky spot. Bomb planted.
But Shotzi's forced to back down now. Don't want to try to commit on this angle by yourself, and Kismet already picks up that info 35 seconds to go.
Yeah.
OpTic have to retake here.
And I think the big part is Skies is going to be able to watch when Hook eventually comes back up. Yeah, he's been seen now, so now you know that this hit is likely going to be a retake through the middle of the map. Skies trying to follow through. Can he re-clear out Hot Tub and get into a sneaky spot here in the middle of the map? He hasn't seen the cross yet. Lots of trust that Linz can hang his own. Gets the first, no problem. Slide forward, Linz finds 2. Trades are out, just leaving Skies now by himself. He knows where the cross is. Shots are going to go through. Shotzzy trying to discard. Hook on for the defuse, already done to halfway. Skies has to go. He knows he needs to go quickly, but he's not going to get there in time. 4-1. OpTic have the big lead.
Perfect on the retake, man. They find that early first blood onto Priesta, and they double work that pinch. I also love how OpTic didn't fully commit on trying to locate where this guy's going.
Agreed.
They just instantly worked their way through backside. Cobb will find that trade onto Linz, and at the same time, Sky's already putting down shots at mid P1. Just got to trap him there. Someone stick the defuse shots, he hold the heady. Easy round there as OpTic is starting to pull away.
Yeah, that was just, I think, good patience overall. Because again, Hook was kind of stuck for a moment, but you have to get it back into the play. So good breakdown there, Jay. RC comes out immediately to take it down, and Skies again is continuing to find success with his opening nades. We're going to get an early 3v3 here.
This is where Dashy loves to play. From top plat. Strictly hit you with the beamer, the nade. I don't know if it's going to connect on the Skies, but if it is, you're going to send in Shotzzy. Not able to find the kill, though.
Look at the space created for Shotzzy, but still traded back. Lin's able to find another onto Hook. Leads it all down to Dashy. You saw the graphic right before we jumped on it. He's been the iciest player in Search, well, maybe in the last handful of years. Can he find the 1v2 here?
He has the bomb in hand. So he says, screw trying to locate where they are, wasting the game clock. I'm going to make the play come to me. It's all about where does he go from.
Here we go. Ah, there we are. So to say he's trying to take away space at patio. Linz just jumps down with Priest, and they find the quick kill. No drama here. 4-2.
Clean round right there from LAG. You find the initial first blood with Skies on that nade. And then you keep it mixy around that A site. Catch Shotzzy as he pushes through, even though he does find one, but immediately respond with that second kill. Just play the numbers, find the timing, clutch up the round.
Yep. First blood count very heavily in favor of OpTic. 5-1 at the moment. And just about everybody on LAG has received a first death for the most part. Similar offensive break off here once again. Linz working alongside Priest. A trophy system going to come through. Kismet cut into the middle of the map, but this will allow for a very early plant. So once again, OpTic looking to default the playoff retake. Kismet looking to get forward. Timing here is everything. He's going to find the first free blood.
That's a big first kill. Now you set up Skies for the flank on the second. Kismet not slowing down. Give me number 2. Now it's all left up to Hook. In a 1v4, he drops, and the Gorillas, off the back of that first blood, especially on attacking rounds, they get it. Yep. They secure the round every time.
And I love that little adaptation from LAG in that offense. Similar break-off, but instead of holding towards bedroom side, where Dashy's been able to allow shots to move forward, you push through it, and you take the fight immediately on into the bomb site. Force that retake to have to fully rewrap you instead of worrying about that top bedroom play. Really heads up an adaptation.
Yeah, and that was the adjustment they made off their previous round on the attack, where they instantly worked that bomb plant, but they play on their side. Yeah. Worried about the flank. This time they decide to send it through. Kismet catches the timing and makes them pay for it. So the Gorillas now with 2 rounds in a row. 17 streak. OpTic gonna slow down this round.
Look at the angle here from Skies. Just hard defaulting, trying to play for Dashy. And they know he's here, and yep, that's gonna work out. Cheeky angle. First blood tallied. OpTic all around the A site, but do they have the comfort to get a plant off? Do they want to try to get an elimination first? It looks like they're trying to force the battle over towards patio side. Priest right there to meet it. Pistol up, not going able to find Shotzzy. Kismet trying to track down the trade, will find Shotzzy, leaving it down to 1. Nowhere to go. Kismet all over it.
Back-to-back rounds off of that first blood. Especially onto a player like Dashy, who's usually the flank watcher for OpTic Texas. We get that early kill. We put ourselves in a numbers advantage. And then there's the shoulders. Over towards kitchen side, realizing, okay, they're not mid. They're not pushing over towards B. They have to be around that kitchen area. Just when you have 4 compared to 3, the trade's always going to go your way.
And I love that, just default setup. Lin's just kind of playing a little bit of a cheeky spot top stairs, just trying to poke. Let Skies have the opportunity to get the 1v1. Dashy didn't stand a chance. So now you go back to that similar setup. Bomb was left this time, though, and look at OpTic. They're already making the adjustment. They're going to fully stack to contest the A site.
Oh, Kismet able to get out. So that's a lot of information already gained.
Yep.
How aggressive do they decide to be, or do they force OpTic Texas now to back out of this setup?
I love it.
Set some Skies for the first blood.
That's such a smart adaptation, knowing that you're being heavily flooded by the defense at A. Wait for someone to exit. Skies for the first blood. Has an opportunity for more. Shut down initially. Help is nearby from both sides. The big question mark is, when does Kismet want to go?
He's just waiting for his teammates to give him the info. Finally, he knows that there's multiple players over towards the site, but Dashy and Shotzzy combined for 2.
Yep.
Now Kismet on 4 in a row. Not to find the timing, but premature shots not able to lead to a kill. And now it's Linz in a 1v3.
He does have the bomb to play with. Maybe a chance to isolate, turn this into a 1v2, but it's all about the timing. 30 seconds on the clock. Lynn's the one who would have to make the initial play. Able to scout one, doesn't know how many are there. Shots are coming through, there's just nowhere to go. OpTic Texas bounce back nicely there on that point.
Wall bang too good, even off the first blood right there from the Gorillas. I think that was way too long to try to develop the information on the map. So if I'm Kismet, we got that first blood, somebody shooting on that A side, I'm hitting that route immediately because we have the numbers, we can trade it out. But it's just when that 2-for-1 trade goes in favor of OpTic, now you're down by 1. They rewrap their way through their spawn, they catch you slipping, and now they're at point game.
I just don't think LAG were expecting OpTic to push through that setup at A. I think they're maybe expecting them to back out and rewrap through Hot Tub. But not the case. OpTic take the fight once again right into the waiting arms of LAG to come out the successful part of it. No bomb, like you mentioned, looking for regression here. Dashy likely to back up to collect this bomb, but Kenny's in trouble. Tags have come through. He stays alive, if only just barely, but that again enables Shotzzy to get onto the defensive side of the map.
Oh yeah, Shotzzy takes a lot of map away from LAG. And Kenny finds that first blood over towards Skies, who loves to play around that piano area. Now that you have the numbers, somebody back up, let's plant this bomb at A.
Shotzzy watching the crossover towards the barbecue. Dashy on the point. Look at LAG though. Wait, this might work out. Just comes down to the timing of when they execute on this play. Bomb planted. Dashy watching the pinch. Aggressive option trying to push through. Dashy's seen at least one of the threats. Does he know how many are here? No, he doesn't. Lynn's drops in. Now we go 3v3. Kenny, he's able to watch the cross. Does he find the shots? Yes, he does for the first, but Priesta with the trade. 2v2.
They gave up the bomb. They gave up the bomb, and Priesta is making him pay for it again. You have the numbers. You have bomb site control. You take control of their spawn. That should give you all the info that you need. That they are working on that pinch. But Priesta again, successful on the retake with a miraculous 2-piece on the pinch. Lynn's closing out with the final kill. Doesn't matter if OpTic find that first love. LAG with a little too much ice. And now we're going to a round 11.
These guys are not playing scared. They're playing with a lot of confidence. That is a bold call 3v4 to just push through top hallway like that. So round 11. LAG trying to do the unthinkable by going up 2-0 versus the #1 seed. Backs against the wall in this tournament already, but it's already a hit right through pool, straight on for Planet A.
Yeah, OpTic just sent it. They said, all right, we're not wasting any more time. They've given up A bomb site the entire time, so let's just get it down.
Once more, focus for LAG, trying to come through the middle of the map. Dashy for the first. Slips away, no trade immediately there. Hook following up on the pinch, caught by surprise by Kismet. There may be contact down here. Dashy's got to go. He's got to go quick.
Got to help your team. Thankfully, Kenny wins that one-on-one on the pinch versus Kismet. Dashy eventually spawns on in, but it's only 20 seconds.
Shotzzy up top. Ah, he's going to get caught on sprint. Shotzzy just holds his ground. And OpTic, the fans in the pit start to get through, and they look straight up to the bleachers with both fists raised. And, well, 2 other things also raised for a couple of fans I'm starting to see doing their best Flynn impersonation. And we've got ourselves a tie series.
That is a battle, man. That was a battle from start to finish. Obviously, if you're OpTic Texas, you don't want to give up a lot of those 4v2 rounds to even get to the round 11. But Shotzzy needed to make a play. They make the adjustments in that final round and said, I'm just going to get the bomb down.
Yep.
Simple as that. Dashy finds the first blood, but he has done multiple times on that map. I'm pretty sure it was 3 or 4 times every single round. He was finding that initial kill, but then the pressure right there from Dashy to realize, okay, I'm on the ground. We got the numbers advantage. I instantly got to put myself back into the play. Flanks it, turns it to a 1v1, and then Shotzzy with the positioning. Catches the player off guard as OpTic tie the series up.
An absolute battle. And I think, again, you look towards the offensive rounds towards OpTic, plants in almost every single one of them. I think the thing that's different, we talked about this, Dashy enabling Shotzzy to play through. Just trying to find first blood through one side of the map. Hey, let's just play a 4v4 on our terms. Get the bomb down. Let's play the 4v4 with 45 seconds. Let's not allow LAG this time to play along the long flanks. Let's force them to come right into us. And I love that last second adjustment right there for OpTic, not getting too cute with it. Just keep it simple. And they get the win. Looking at a Hasiatic control coming up. Give me your thoughts.
That's an ultimate square up. It's as simple as that. Both teams are able to outslay on their attack. Both teams are able to outslay on defense. It just all comes down to who's going to do it a little bit better here.
It's been an absolute battle so far. Fireworks in both of our first 2 maps gets us to a 1-1 tie with protocol control. Or probably Hasiatic control. How about that? Des, right to you.
Welcome back, everybody. I am joined by the Canadian Johnny Bravo himself, Miles the Ross Boss. We got Alley Cat and Nameless here. And
how you doing?
Can I start with
the expectation, Nameless. You picked OpTic.
Yeah.
All of us went LAG. I thought Ali was just pandering. I knew Kismet had the potential.
Yeah.
What? But did you see this happening?
I did not. I mean, what we saw from LAG online was totally different than what we saw on that stage. Coming out with authority on that protocol, bringing it into the search and destroy. Honestly, felt like they should have won that search and destroy by the way that it was going. You know, they were adapting middle of the game, making some huge adjustments. But yeah, we got a 1-1 series, an absolute banger.
I'd say from the flip side, though, instead of OpTic Texas, like, the adjustments were just so good. Like, the fact that they went in that round 11, they've been playing such slow attacks, right? Like, very methodical, very, like, we don't even need to pick up the bomb. Our goal right now is to get this first blood and get map control. And then that round 11, to just full push over to that A site, that is not something Gorillaz Mate was prepared for in any aspect when it comes to the search and destroy and Skyline. So they set themselves up for success very, very early on the side of OpTic Texas. And this is a series we have in our hands.
We're knotted up 4-4 at this point in the game, Miles. Walk me through the end.
Hey, man, look, the nerves are at an all-time high for both players. So all the teams here doing everything they possibly can. It's flanks on flanks. It's nice, you know, retakes. I think Priester had a sensational map. He and Lins were big on the flanks there, but end of the day, though, it's Dashi. Takes the initiative. He gets traded out here in the final few moments. He sets Shotzi up for a perfect read. He's either hitting the stairs or he's going to go back towards the bomb site. You take one timing, you win that fight, you set up for the next one. If it doesn't go your way, picture perfect round 11 from OpTic.
Round 11 going to OpTic once again. We've seen this before, and OpTic coming out clutch, but that game one was not close.
Yeah.
LAG is here to play in front of their fans. Let's take a look at something you found in game one.
Yeah, let's talk about this and when they ran away with it. Listen, when you talk about Gentlemates, they were awful at rotating throughout the online stage. In that map, they figured it all out, and it was through Kismet. I think the crowd had something to do with it. So let's jump into the mini-map and talk about this P2. So we're in the end here. There's 11 seconds left on P1. We'll jump into this mini-map and show you guys from OpTic's POV. So they're all like flooding through, watching mid here, trying to watch the right cut. You got two players here watching the same exact angle through here, and you really want to hold this side of the map so you can spawn trap them here when we get over towards P2, right? So let's talk about how Kismet makes a huge play. He goes outer, he's gonna wrap, go up top, find an initial kill, and then it's just mini-map awareness. They're picking up each other's flanks, getting control of the time. You'll see here, Kismet has top control. We'll pause it and talk about this. So you got two players at time. OpTic are gonna try to go through mid and make a play, but they're getting accounted for. You have everything. You have a player watching through mid here. One's gonna pick up the right side flank. There is nowhere where you can go if you are OpTic Texas. And this is something OpTic was doing extremely well online, being able to break team setup, get through, flip that spawn, but instead it's Gentlemates this time, picking up each and every kill, and even when they do need to re-break, they make the huge play to re-break here.
I love in this clip, Kismet is sitting at 21-10 on a 4 streak with over a minute of time. Yeah. 99 Kiz is here to play in the response. They don't get the job done in search, but we got a control coming up, Miles.
Well, again, I think Stud said best, ultimate square-up map. I mean, this is two teams that don't have a huge amount of repetitions on this. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Again, it's a square-up. It's a fast-paced map. Hacienda has treated us since he joined us here in Black Ops 6. We've seen some incredible games of control. No doubt this is going to be one of them.
Ali, I saw you were out there with the LAG fans. You
Where's
were
the
in the middle of the dance party.
It's literally right here. I literally had it on, and then once it got to like 4-2, I started sprinting down. I got to the desk, and I was so out of breath, and I was like, we're going to a round 11. And unfortunately, Gorillaz Mate wasn't able to take it out, but it wouldn't be fun if they went up 2-0. You know, OpTic Texas, world champions on that side of the stage, too. I can't believe this is a round 1.
Can you teach us any of the chants to use during game 3?
Absolutely not. I have horrible memory. My brain is fried, but I'm going to by the end of the week.
What is it, Miles?
Kismet.
It's Kismet.
Kismet.
Yeah, these are the ones we got.
Those are the ones we know here on the desk. The Gentlemate fans are here. The watch parties are popping off around the world. Big shout out to Kataga Broken and everybody behind the scenes. They have been cheering on this squad throughout the wins and the losses. Now you're taking on the league's best and you're tied up at the half. We got a big control coming up for game number 3, and we're guaranteed a game 4. Will we get a game 5 out
Absolutely.
100%?
100%.
See.
I think we're getting a game 5 in this series, honestly. But it's time for Shift and Study to take this over and get back to the games.
Thanks, Nameless. A rare throw from Sin Nombre on the desk. Wow. I mean, again, I think the desk hits it perfectly. I do think just overall LAG, their macro focus on the Hardpoint really did come to life. Maybe a couple of missed opportunities in the search, but like Ali said, that's the World Championship team on the other side of the stage. And now we got Hacienda control. We've got, tee it up for me, Jay.
It's a square up, brother.
So it's a square up.
It's just like that. It's an absolute square. Both teams love themselves a little bit of Hasi control, at least for the LAG mates. Like, Control has been their bread and butter mode all season long. They haven't really found a lot of success in Hardpoint. Obviously, they showed a difference in map number 1. S&D has been like kind of 50-50, but Control, a 6-2 overall record. You're going into a map where you only have faced 1 L. On the opposite side for OpTic Texas, you have a couple reps as well, but like I said before we went to the desk, it's literally going to be all about the kills. OpTic Texas could not slay with the best of them in map number 1. You need a guy like Dashy to come on and perform like this.
That guy, as soon as he saw Hacienda was getting added to the map pool, you knew that it was going to be something special for Dashy. But this LAG team is the #2 ranked team in Control, and they've got fluidity across pretty much all 3 maps. Whereas for OpTic Texas, yes, they beat down Miami here yesterday, but they're still trying to get their feet wet a little bit more with this map. Opening exchange, 2 for 2. Offense, though, for LAG will get a little bit of patio control with Priesta in the mix, so they can stop the clock at B.
Yeah, but look at what plays that already Shotzi's going to find himself in. He flanks through their lobby, pushes through B2 garage, and now he's behind his player sitting at well. Even though that first segment is locked, Shotzi's just waiting for his opportunity to strike. He's just hoping that his teammates can find some success on the back end, but 3 for 2 trade, LAG right back on the point.
Yeah, and this is one of those moments where you just keep the clock paused. And look at the spawns here for LAG. They're spawning well here because of Shotzi's position. So they're going to be able to reinforce this, get the quick extra 60 seconds. The only question mark will be, do they go back and try to find Shotzi? Not going to happen. He comes to them. Shotzi Kenny trying to clear the point, but it comes a little bit too late. The extra 60 has already been tallied.
Yeah, times is going to be extended to now 2 minutes on the game clock for the Gorilla Mates. Complete 3 segments over towards this 8 point. They're just looking for 1 set of kills. Big play to find that kill on the Shotzi. A double now leads to a lot of map control in favor of the Gorillas.
Can they start to move the spawns around just a touch? Good awareness here from Skies. Priesta finds Dashy up top. That leads to an opportunity to get some bar control here. Wait a second. This is a hell of a setup for LAG. Problem is they don't get to read that Kenny was contesting down low. So now Kismet holding towards Rock, trying to get his teammates off spawn, but Texas are continuing to find every single kill.
Yeah, they're winning all those one-on-one gunfights spread around the map, making it more difficult for the Gorilla Mates to execute a perfect team push, but now, Kismet, your opportunity. You know that you at least have 1 player off the respawn, and Kenny, your teammate in Priesta finds a kill, but not finding that gunfight. Yeah, forces you now to hit that reset.
Yeah, have to take a breath here if you're LAG. Lots of pressure was established by Hook and Shotzi kind of simultaneously in their spawn. And you can see, just as they start to rotate through the previously captured B zone, everyone's looking over to their right. Where exactly is this OpTic defense? Staying covered for now. 2 for 1 goes to kill exchange once again. Shotzi holding the front doors towards top spiral, and again, Skies can do nothing besides wait.
That's got to be so annoying right there for the Gorillas. Okay, we worked out our spawn. We already found ourselves close to their back of the base, but then we don't check the proper corner because OpTic Texas just turtling up, clutching up in those gunfights. Now with 35 seconds left to go, Skies on the pinch. Needs to try to get some done.
Yeah, he needs to find a kill somewhere. 27 seconds on the clock. Hook shuts down the play twice through open hallway. Dashy right there with him. The only one that could touch right now would be Skies. And he gets shut down by Kenny, so this round is pretty much a moot point. There's just no way LAG get out of spawn with enough numbers, you would think, to influence the safe zone.
Yeah, and every time someone's going on the pinch, they're just getting shot in the back. That's got to be so frustrating. Especially if you're players like Lindsay and Kismet who are finding those routes, those potential openings, but are just getting shut down because OpTic have everything covered. He's outslayed by 10 kills in round number 1. Only allowed 3 segments to get away from you. They take that first defense.
Just constant pressure in the back. And that's what we've seen time and time over when it comes to defensive teams finding success. You get at least an even exchange. You get someone in through Lambo, someone in through Spiral. They're just constantly shooting in the back. And for LAG, it's just only 1 player surviving. It's just not enough for them to come back to the play and get at least some sort of a setup going. So decent from both sides. The 3 ticks not bad, but the defense, obviously 10 lives to their favor is huge.
Yeah, and it's also big plays from OpTic, the fact that they were all spread around. So like even if someone dies on one certain angle, no one's dying in sync. So you have other opportunities to still contest around that top mid. The ideal way that you want to play a defense on Hasi. We saw what? Yesterday was 5 back-to-back attacking rounds.
Yeah.
Start off with a defense here.
A little bit of a spread of the map here for OpTic. Trophy system down over towards the archway at well. It will be eliminated by just sheer force of numbers of nades that are being thrown, but big 1v1 here. Kenny follows up, finds the kill, stops the clock with a little bit of success on the B zone now.
Kenny is going to be surrounded. Can he win any more engagements? At least finds the first. Yeah, Dashy trying to contest from top streaker. Wins that one-on-one versus Skies. And look at how aggressive both the SMGs are getting. They know that it's 2 dead. I hold this power position. Those guys are not going to get
100%. The only place that LG can be tested from is outside towards fences. And they get dealt with. Here we go. OpTic's going to be able to jump onto the B zone with at least 1, if not maybe 2 members here. Sky's trying to just fight through backside 10. They tossed his direction. Will hold him off. First tick now locked. Kenny working alongside Shotzi. Double stack is coming through. Nades for LAG are coming over the top successfully. No trophy in their way. Skies opens things up. Kenny also dropping, and LAG will reclaim with contest on the second tick.
They committed every single player towards that side of 10. You don't want to walk your way back in towards top office. Potentially have to check your corners because you know the SMGs were already in your face. And Hook still holding down the power position, but Linz has got a read on him. A big gunfight to take that map control away.
And you still have OpTic Texas finding success over towards Fence's side, so Hoop doesn't have to do anything. He can just stay here and contest. And they get the elimination on the Linz. Hold on a second. This is turning out really nicely for OpTic. 2 members again back over towards the B zone. Kenny's starting to light things up. Firing up in the kill cam as well. That's going to be the extra 60. Hoop, big 1v1 here with Linz. He wants it, but Linz steps away. LAG now have to take their focus over to A.
It's not a good situation to be in. Time is going to be extended unless they go for the last hurrah over towards B. Does not matter. Now OpTic have 1 minute and 35. Dashy, your turn to line up a couple, but at least up your teammate in Hoop. Give me the double. Still dominating towards top office. He hasn't died in like the last minute.
Yeah, I don't know about that call from LAG to try to recontest over towards B. So now you've got all of this forward offensive pressure from OpTic with a life lead of 6 at 1 minute 15 on the clock. LAG trying to reclaim ground over towards Secret. Every gunfight that you see over towards that middle portion of the map is going to be a big one if LAG want to get this defense going.
They can just slow this one down if you are OpTic. You're currently up by 7 lives. Shotzi gave you a lot of info where they're going to apply the pressure from. And now with 11 HP, he's going to commit on the gunfight. Priestley, you want this one back. Thankfully, Sky's there to assist you. But still up by 5 lives. 50 seconds to go.
Clock is starting to become a big ally here for the Los Angeles Guerrillas fate. And they're starting to really reduce the life lead, just down to 3 now. Hoop caught trying to hunt for kills. Skies also finds another. And like you said, all 4 will drop. Skies not able to read Dashy off the quick spawn, but Kismet can just be a little pest over here through his Lambo position.
Yeah, they're just going to waste a lot of time. They know Guerrillas are in our base. Got to take every single corner, trade out effectively. Shotzi starts it off with the first. Already has a lot of secret control. 20 seconds to go.
Priest in a good spot here at mid-connector, though. Kismet, big win over through the rock hallway. Leaves it now just to OpTic from the middle of the map. They have to try to dive onto the point. 9 plays 8. Only 3 ticks locked. If OpTic can find a couple eliminations, maybe they can get onto the zone and start to work on this first tick, and that's exactly what's coming through. Kismet off the pitch on 5 in a row. Has to get back over to the zone, though. First tick of progress is close to being locked on in. Kismet down low with the AR, shut down, and here we go. OpTic are still in the zone. 8v5. Numbers advantage for OpTic. First tick locked, second on the way.
Stack it. You gotta stack it. They only have 2 players on the point. You're trying to locate where Priest went. Thankfully, Kenny off the respawn takes care of him. Second segment already locked. The trades are good. And OpTic Texas almost gonna be able to capture this in 1-on-1.
Oh, Shotzi wins the 1v1. Can anyone else touch this in time to contest? No, they cannot. Late round heroics for OpTic. Get them up 2-0 now in the map. And that's a huge momentum shift after what looked to be an LAG defense coming through.
That's such a big round right there from OpTic. Their final push, last hurrah. They're able to get it done. All through the segments, the SMGs to stack the point. They allow the players to come off the respawn to catch the timing when the players working on those pinches. OpTic Texas came down to a 1-on-1, but Shotzi secures it. They walk away with the attack. They're up by 3 segments. Now they only need 1 more round.
The battle in the game is heating up the battle in the venue. It is literally bleachers versus floor right now. LAG need to put together a response here on offense. Trophy system allowing 3 members to play aggressively up towards fences. Kismet just waiting to see if he can catch someone over towards Secret, but he gets shot in the back. Sky's on the point. Tag. Still alive for now. Help nearby, but everyone from LAG has to be weak. They're just trying to find some sort of a haven on the zone itself. Priesta shut down by Dashy, and here comes the flood for OpTic to re-clear the zone.
Oh my God, Skies is in hell right now. He's just getting shot through walls. Everyone peppering him. Finally, he is gonna fall. Now Kismet, he's trying to be the playmaker on the opposing end. Pushes over towards top office. He knows there's at least a couple players coming off the respawn. Let me turn around, trade this one out real quick.
Yep.
But he's just trying to maintain this for his teammates to push over towards B.
It's the same thing as round 1. You have 1 LAG member forward, but they really aren't able to do anything. Nope. It's not pulling OpTic back to the zones. So now Linz is in trouble. Kenny just holds down the trigger, finds the kill. Priest trying to follow for the trade. He's able to secure it, but at what cost? You still have Shotzzy in your spawn.
Shotzzy is doing Shotzzy things in your base. Multiple double kills. Finally is gonna get taken care of, but look how much time he was able to waste. Only 30 seconds left. You need to try to extend the game clock early over towards B. You at least have 2 players in that position, but OpTic aren't gonna give this one up for free.
Yeah, Kismet does get top secret hall control. Shotzzy working on that. Second tick of progress, lock third on the way. And Dashy, Shotzzy both find the first kill. Lins has to back off. He needs to stay on his zone though. 27 seconds remaining. This is not ideal at all. Shotzzy trying to play forward, trying to make a mess of the spawn. Shut down immediately. Skies also finds elimination up top towards patio. Looking for more. Caught on the reload. Little wide to the pistol. No. Not quite able to win the gunfight. Lins trying to find some success off the trades. No, not going to happen. OpTic all over. 10 seconds remaining. Priesta has to go large.
Yeah, the kills don't even matter. We need to get to the point. We need to try to extend the game clock. But with only 5 seconds left, you can't touch B. You got to get it done today.
Kenny's already stopped one. Who can jump in? Shotzzy's down low waiting for Lins to hit the point. Kismet the last one standing, but he gets crossed up. And OpTic 3-0 and the control to take the edge of the series.
It's a dominant map right there from start to finish out of OpTic, Texas. They lacked in the sling in the opening HP, but it was Kenny finding a lot of success with that AR. Shotzzy pushed to your spawn, making your life a living hell off the respawn. And LAG just could not find any stability after they were consistently getting picked off those long routes. OpTic Texas just did what they needed to do on defenses, camped in certain corners when they needed to, but then taking advantage of the situations in front of them. Fantastic plays from start to finish of that Hossie control.
26 and 19, 3,100 damage for Ken. 11 of those eliminations come on offense. Unreal stuff. Big bounce back from yesterday. There's a handful of Reddit posts about the 16 straight deaths. I think he saw that and said, bet, hold this.
Crazy thing is, he's going into a Skyline Hardpoint where he actually has the opportunity to turn that around. Don't usually think that players like Kenny will go on 12 deaths in a row. But you can just tell yesterday when we jumped into that OpTic Texas listening on that Skyline, they never hit the reset. Like, that was the biggest thing. Miami were finding break, winning a majority of their rotations. They wouldn't just cut their losses. They were consistently always in the mix. You could not allow that to be here in this map number 4. But I think if you are OpTic Texas, guns are now a little bit more hot.
I'd say.
Back in your mind, you're thinking, okay, if we could just put ourselves in a position to be the team early over to the hill, we're going to stand a pretty good chance at closing it down.
You know, not to sound slanted or biased in this instance, but if you were sitting here and I told you at the beginning of the weekend that OpTic were going to come into their first 4 hard points and lose all 4 of them, I bet you wouldn't believe me if I said that.
I don't know.
So there definitely feels like it's, it's a time thing. Like, it's going to happen here for OpTic, but hard to say, because let's be honest, up until yesterday, the only other team to beat OpTic on Skyline was LAG. And I'm looking at one guy. I'm looking at Lins.
Yep.
He is different when it comes to this map. He is a walking multi-kill.
Every time we watch him, it's like he could be in the most sneaky situation possible. Miraculously, he's popping a double. So like, you need to make sure you have that Lins in this map number 4, because based off that last map, I don't think he was really there. You can't have that here versus this top team.
And I think the other thing about that is it does not just the fact that Lins isn't able to do anything, it's the fact that the SMGs for OpTic are constantly making a mess of your spawns, which is kind of what LAG were doing to OpTic in map number 1. Again, kind of apples to oranges talking about a protocol hard point to a Hossie to control, but a fact is a fact. And well, the fact of the matter here is, again, the energy is competing in the venue. Like I said, it's legitimately bleachers versus floor right now. So we'll see if the extra spark coming out from the bleachers can help LAG get back into the series and take this thing the distance to 5, where there is some lingering history there. These 2 teams had played that vault search. We'll see if they can find a way to get back into it. But this is what I was talking about, Jay. I mean, talk about their record in stage 1. OpTic were the best team in Hardpoint, plus 52 points on average. And now all of a sudden they're 0 for 3 in their first 3 attempts.
Yeah, this is insane to say, because if you're the best hardpoint team coming into the major, you're probably expecting it to stay that way. But to lose both hardpoints to Miami yesterday, to lose the opening HP in this series today the way that you did, you cannot afford to lose this one here. You don't want to put yourself in another Game 5 barn burner.
I agree with it, especially with an LAG team that showed us in map number 2. The playbook is pretty deep. They've got a lot of creativity built up. We're in the firing range, getting locked in. Trying to keep the gun as hot as possible. I think if you look at one player on OpTic, I'm still looking at Dashy.
Without
he
question.
can control the pace here.
Without question, man. Dashy needs to be able to bring his consistent slaying in this hardpoint game with that AR. But if you think about how they lost Skyline yesterday, They just allowed one player to slip on by. You need to make sure you're accounting for everyone, make sure everything is covered before you're deciding to push on out.
Well, here we go.
OpTic will stand a good chance here.
Yep. A lot of reps for LAG though, 4-3 on it, still holding a positive win average. And the Bulldog was out and feeling ferocious in map number 1, 32-19. So you got to keep him honest. That's the biggest part about it. I think if he can find that success alongside Lim, they can keep that tempo up, they can make a mess of the spawns. That's got to be winning condition, you would think, for Guerrilla's made.
Especially early into the game, because Kismet went 5-0 off that initial P1 ad protocol. Then it allows him to just continue that confidence going forward. But I think every time I think about Skyline Hardpoint for this Guerrilla Mates team, it's always about how good they are at that P3 to P4 chain. Even if they lose the rotation towards the backside, they apply so much pressure from the top side of Copple, jump down, do back left at flat, and they just instantly are able to flip you out and soak up a lot of that P4 time. Just the only one mishap. If you remember in the beginning of the season versus LAT, they won it, but then they ended up losing it at the very end. Can't have that today.
We've seen that happen with matches versus Minnesota as well across their hard points. I think the thing that's different about this LAG team, and some of it is just kind of watching and seeing them on stage, but also in their gameplay, they're playing with much more confidence than we had seen them in the middle portion of the Stage 1 qualifiers, where, they were battling, but were prone to making mistakes. This looks like a team that really trusts the process and what they've been able to build and are just executing right now.
Hey, there's 3 world champions on that roster. They all won it together. The only player who hasn't won a championship is going to be Lens, but these guys know what it is to play at the highest level, to win consistently. Now, even with their backs against the wall, they have been in multiple situations like this throughout their career. They know the series ain't done until somebody's singing.
Absolutely. I'm not singing.
Neither am I.
All right. Crowd sing. Used to happen. Let's find out. Just a wrong side swap up here, friends. We'll be into it momentarily. Gosh, drama for lower round 1. What are we talking about, Jay?
This is crazy. Just keep in mind, too, like, if the Guerrillas are able to push this all the way to the distance and miraculously walk away with this series, everything about Stage 1 qualifiers for them, that schedule being difficult, everything's out the window, 100%. Man. To come out here and take potentially the #1 seed out, knock them into the 9th to 12th spot, you could carry that momentum through the rest of this tournament.
100%. And into Stage 2.
Yeah.
No, I feel pretty hot about this LAG team. It really is just the smallest of things between their hardpoint and their search. Their control had been solid. Obviously, I have to keep my words a little bit on that, considering what just happened to the Hacienda, but it doesn't feel like this series is over yet. Well, obviously, it's not. We got to load into map 4 still. So can they find a way to get the SMGs running and gunning? Skyline, Hardpoint, as we run on through. Will Shotzi be able to find his timings with Hoop this time? How much of that is established by Dashi, controlling tempo early? All the questions. Hopefully, we get all the answers. Let's get it.
Let's get into it, baby. Map number 4. I can hear it through my headset. The green roar, the green wall is starting to roar. Here we go into this map 4. OpTic trying to close it out in 4.
Getting in shots here, playing through top all the way. Priesta held back initially. Opening shoulder comes out, hits an even exchange. No one in the hard point yet. Everyone just playing for mid-map control. And Linz already off to his usual nonsense. Double tail up top towards piano stairs. Works out, and LAG can get into the hard point.
Oh, but Linz, he was trying to lay down in towards the jacuzzi. Unfortunately, the movement doesn't allow him to do that there. Sassi was able to take him off at that time. Now the spawn's starting to get a little bit freaky. If you are OpTic Texas, you are applying the pressure on the right sides of the map. You just got to take him off with this B1.
Yeah, Hook's just holding an angle over towards the piano side. He's just waiting to see if he can just flip the spawns around single-handedly. But in that same moment, LAG win a couple eliminations. Now they know that they need to come back and try to take care of Hook. Sky's able to find him. Good elimination coming through. Again, no one really finding any hardpoint time whatsoever. Spawns are stabilizing, and a good follow-up elimination there for LAG will guarantee it.
Yeah, LAG are going to guarantee the rotation as well over towards P2. One of the more difficult hills that we have on Skyline to break on in. But a lot of pressure already from OpTic Texas over towards Piano. Priest starts it off in the first Hoop with the trade. You just need to come out on top in these trade spots and keep these spawns.
Big 1v1 here. Sky's drops. Does that block the spawns? No, not quite yet. LAG still spawning up over towards the helipad, except for number 5 in Sky. So now if this hit from the front needs to start developing for OpTic, and it is. Priest the last one left. He's been tagged. Able to find one for free. Just the bullet needed to find that elimination. Finessing, trying to dance around the outside as the rest of his teammates come through. Sky's almost gets the natural lineup. 50-50 hard point. It opens right now.
Yeah, Mixie Trade Fest as well. Has both teams currently spawning out, but OpTic Texas now a little more pressure towards the backside, but they don't find the trade out to the Bulldog. Clean double. Potentially the final 15. Just way too much players on the side of OpTic Texas. Still here to contest it. But once you find that trade onto Kenny, that last chunk time is yours.
Not bad for both teams, I think. LAG contested, they still come away with about 30 seconds. OpTic are sitting there saying, we don't own spawns, only let them get 30 seconds. Kind of feels like not a win-win, not a loss-loss, it just kind of is what it is. Over towards Kitchen. OpTic, the first team in. Already being tested though, Kismet finds the opener. Sky's trying to help open up the hard point, but it's Hook and Dashy on the interior trying to hang, not quite able to beat down Priest Erlin's LAG with the early break.
Yeah, first attempt is a good one. Now a response from OpTic Texas on their first attempt as they find 3. Right back into the hard point they go. Effective trades on to Kismet. You're still holding down those cobble spawns, so you know you are in a position just free him through your front side, and now Hook, 11 and 5, almost finds the 4-piece. Does get taken down, but OpTic still in control.
Little double shell towards Dashy's direction, almost able to take down both. Kenny, backside bar, clean. One more up to the middle of the map though, not able to beat that. And again, we're just dealing with these 50-50 exchanges over the top of the hardpoint. We're not just talking about kills, we're talking about time as well. But Priesta opens the front door over to B4, allows Skies to play towards top edge, and LAG will have numbers trying to win the spawn for new.
And this is what I'm talking about. That's when LAG find a lot of success on Skyline. That P3 to P4 rotation, they don't think about holding it towards the backside. They apply the pressure through the front, find every single kill, flip the spawns out, and now they're the team in towards this P4. OpTic gonna try to break from top left.
A quick development of this break attempt for OpTic. All of it up top. Kismet, Priesta, first 2. Skies trusting his teammates to watch his back, and they do so successfully. Last player to grab is on the interior, and there it is. Skies with the follow-up. OpTic trying to redevelop the secondary hit quickly, though. They're spawning close towards pool.
Yeah, can't go 1 by 1, though. Thankfully, Shotzi finds that kill with the pistol through the wall, actually over towards Kitchen. Takes him off the hard point. Now you're working towards the back, but Priesta finds that kill, secures the spawn for his team. They are just continuously running up the score.
Lynn's able to force it through. 15 seconds with the scrap time remaining. OpTic trying to get some control of Edger, but Kismet's already on the rotation out. He says, we got enough. Let me work on what's coming up next. And well, there to meet him is Kenny. So OpTic will stabilize over the top of the middle of the map.
Now it's their opportunity where they need to just keep them off of this P1, but maintain that P2 side. Skies with the double. Goes from AR to SMG, makes both kills look easy. If you're LAG, you're not really playing for this time. You want to play for the kills, trying to flip them out, but OpTic make them pay for it. 4 dead, in control of the map now.
Just bad timing right there from Linz. He was in a great spot, just did not see any of the OpTic members, and that's enough for Texas to collapse and find all 4 eliminations. A chance to get some of this time back here on Jacuzzi. Kenny watching the long cross. I don't know if he saw how many players had slipped through. Yeah, no one for OpTic is turning for this. So once again from the front, LAG finding success. Lynn's going to turn another double, and there's Kismet from behind. A full from the map for LAG.
Yeah, we got to be aware of that. We have no kitchen presence. Dashy's just trying to watch over his teammate towards the back, but look at the spawn that Dashy's able to get now. A little too aggressive up through the middle of the map, and Dashy might make a big play here for his teammates to win the rotation anew.
Good crossing angle though from Priesta. Opens up some space for him to work on the south side of the map. Nice kills. Kismet. This is an opportunity to start pushing through. You got Skies and Lynn's on the backside of the patio. Kenny with a read, trying to set up Hoop for a follow-up. He's able to find the first, but misses out on the timing for Lynn's. Just trying to keep his life. OpTic have a solid read at this, but can they find the kills? So far, Lynn's and Kismet doing some work here. Spawns are still blocked. This is all just a battle for the back row side of the map, and that's enough for LAG to flip.
Gorilla's more effective on the trades. Now you just got to get yourself in towards the hard point. Dashing towards White Plat, that leads to 3 dead. Now Shotzi instantly just going to try to make a play. Catches a double, almost a triple, but sets up Hoop for the trade. And now potentially with this next wave of kills, you're going to spawn them out.
Yeah, it sure looks that way, but can you start turning this into hard point
We need time.
Absolutely. OpTic finally able to get back on. Lynn's behind the play. Again, continues to lead to an opportunity for LAG to threaten the hard point. Hard point goes neutral again. It's LAG are keeping this so contested. And Lynn's! We talked about how big he would be on this map, and he's provided 20 and 15, a minute 30 in the hill.
He says, screw the hot seat control. I don't really like that map anyway, but Skyline is my playground. Now they find themselves up by almost 50 points. You win the rotation again over towards P3. OpTic looking for the early break. They find a couple kills. This might be it.
Yeah, could be. One more to grab is Priesta. He will drop. OpTic now with time plus another bump out elimination towards Kismet. Long range shots from Shotzi. He's feeling it. Wants to take the challenge over towards Hot Tub. He's got Lynn's in his way. Wins the battle. Huge amount of space now gained by OpTic. Oh, Kenny just nearly misses Kismet on the initial drop. Still finds the kill on a nice string of eliminations through the green wall.
Oh, big kill though from Priesta. So secures those cobble spawns for at least one of his teammates. Now the natural pinch is on the rise. They find every single kill in the feed. OpTic now forced to think about that rotation, but you also really don't want to give up this 50 seconds here at P3.
Yeah, this is a lot of time, and this is one of those moments where you look at and you reflect saying this decision could possibly be a major influence on the game at large. And LAG currently coming away with the benefit of the eliminations in the kill feed. Over towards New, we start to take our focus. Shotzzy just valuing his life. Backside patio, runs into a couple of LAG members. He knows he's in trouble. Just trying to dance Neo in the Matrix. He kills time for Kenny to get involved. Now Hooper on the backside, and OpTic will put the spawns again.
Same thing, LAG the first go around at P4. This time OpTic said we're gonna do it a little bit better. Shotzzy just drops on down, finds that one-on-one, allows his teammates to push from Cabo, now only down by 30. You know that the Gorillas have to flood their way on through. Shotzzy puts down shots at the Kismet, but they're all losing those fights. Now you're gonna spawn our way across the map. LAG break in.
Oh, and Skies clean shots over to Hook. Numbers advantage plus. You've got Priesta just hanging on the cross here. Shotzzy a couple of tags through 15 walls. I mean, what? Trying to find some sort of an information game as they try to make the play in. Hook on the entry. Shut down. 4 straight kills for LAG. Over the 170 mark they go.
Crossfire's too strong right there from the Gorillas. Now they take a commanding lead again. Routes already being developed. They have lost track of Kismet. Find the freebie for the first. Now everyone has to start to turn around.
Yep. And this is an opportunity for LAG, not just to find every single second, but they could try to find some natural pinches. Good timing here from Kismet. Does not expect Hook to be playing in the P2 corner. Put over the top of the hard point. Priesta, Linz, able to get LAG in, and every second gets them closer and closer to 200 points.
Yeah, that was a lot of focus right there to locate where Kismet was. Alleviates a little bit of that setup over towards P1, and LAG, they fly right on in. Unfortunate team kill, but still in control.
And now Linz trying to push forward in towards Piano, finds one. Good track Gilby, back and forth, Gilby kills until Dashy finds 2. Opportunity for OpTic to get onto the time, and boy, do they need the time. The problem is you got to fight the war on 2 fronts. You also need to play for New.
They need to chain into this P2. That's the only opening back into this game. They need a couple kills to go their way. So I don't think LAG is going to give up any for free. They find the initial 2 kills. Effective on the trade for Kenny. Shotzzy, last player on the point for the final 13 seconds. Not going to commit to it. Just want to stay alive on this side of the map.
Linz picks up a stray Amos. Turns that into elimination onto Dashy, but like you mentioned, Shotzzy just getting too much support, too much cover, finds a lot of time for OpTic. Down to a 40-point game. Rotation currently owned by LAG, but they do not have the ability to bump this hard point. They have to just bunker up and receive this in from OpTic wherever it comes from.
Yeah, they just need to win this one wave of fights. First wave of fights is such a big opportunity for both teams, and Linz again with another double. Last player alive is Who, but he just has to try to finesse. Positioning already known. Scott takes care of him. Now OpTic Tex is forced to break right through the front door. Shotzzy at least starts it off.
Yeah, at least neutralizes the time for now. Priesta, SMG in hand, caught by surprise. OpTic comes with elimination. Spawns, they do find Linz. Kismet still spawns up, getting tagged as soon as he jumps up to the spawn. Time for OpTic, starting to amount to some pretty good tallies. Up to 160 they go, and LAG are going to have to just hold off and just play for New.
Yeah, just cut your losses. Think about that rotation you do. Unfortunately, Priesta does. It gets gunned down by Dashy. Linz is not ready to give up that final 15. He's still there, and he's still able to find another double. Just alleviates that pressure over towards that new hard point. Only need 34 seconds to force this game 5.
And LAG have an idea of where OpTic are coming from, but they do miss out on the timing for Hook around the back. Hook's able to find 2 before being traded. 1v1 with Shotzzy. Skies will drop, and OpTic will get the stabilized spawns towards P4 and have the numbers to get inside the hard point.
This is where the Gorilla mates, you know, with the lead that you currently have, you want to try to make this mixy. Look at the spawn coming in from Priesta, because Shotzzy gets too aggressive over towards flat. Priesta is going to make it count. Give me number 1, give me number 2. A clean 4 dead, and a break there for the Gorillas.
What a massive play call for LAG. 25 points needed. They could find it here or just play it safe and get it on P4. Multiple conditions for victory. Skies over the top, shut down by Hook. No exchange though. Leads to LAG still staying in the time. You've got Kenny around the back, but if you're OpTic, you still have to play for P3.
You gotta go. You gotta still contest it at that old hard point. Screw the spawns for the new hill, because they can still close it out there.
They still get the tick. You gotta get on and contest something. Linz shuts it down from the front. Now it's just down to what happens over the middle of the map. Shotzzy has to touch this, I believe. Do they get the final tick? No, they do not. OpTic are gonna get a lifeline at P4.
They can't win it here at P4, but it has to be perfect from this point on. Priesta starts off with the first kill, already gonna put himself over towards backside of Cabo, and the Gorillas are able to force the game 5.
Of course it's Linz. Of course it's Skyline.
My God.
Unreal. But tell me this LAG team is not for real. They're playing some great COD. And now you have a situation where you also got to talk about the fact that OpTic are 0-4 in Hardpoints.
I remember what you said before this map, number 4, you know, about going into the weekend, best hardpoint team losing their 4 initial hardpoints so far at the major. And it simply is just happening like that. The Gorillas were just kept their foot on the gas. That P3 to P4, OpTic won the rotation first go around.
Yeah.
Then the second time around, they find that early break to now for them to make up that time. But then they instantly respond with an early break again. That P4 caused so many problems there for OpTic Texas alongside of that P2. Those are 2 of the money hills that you have to have on Skyline. Unfortunately, could not find success in either one of those. And the Gorillas on the back of Lens, man, 4K damage, 28 non-traded kills, 2 minutes in the hill,
22 OBJ kills, Jay.
Mr. Do-It-All, brother.
I'll say,
simple as that.
Disgusted. Absolute filth from the Frenchman. And there's your game flow. After that first P2 to P3, like you said, just never looking back. But look at the gaps from 3 to 4 on both the hardpoints. We're talking 40+ seconds every time we were there. Wow. How about a map 5, Jay? Whew. With these 2 energies in the crowd, whoa. Feels like we deserve it.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle, man. That map number 5 is going to be Vault Search and Destroy, where both teams only have a couple reps on it. So it's just like, who realistically wants it more here in Game 5?
Legitimately, I think there's a lot behind who wants it more.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit of history between these 2 teams. They had played it in their previous series. It was a tight one, went to 10, I believe, overall rounds. So who knows? Maybe we get one more. We get around 11. We get a little bit of round. We get a pop off here in day number 2. We'll find out. We're going to go to a break, but don't dare go anywhere. We got some competing energies in the crowd. It's an elimination round 1 match for crying out loud. You joking me? Don't go anywhere.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League. Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
adjust your monitors. I know a lot of you are just waking up on the West Coast in the United States, but it is a 2-2 map count here in Elimination Round 1. OpTic, Texas, trying to fight for their lives versus LAG. Their debut here in Madrid. This crowd has been waiting for these guys to show up for the last 24 hours, and they have provided some unbelievable stuff. We talked about it. The history here on this final Search and Destroy. Map 5 metrics, though, OpTic have been a little bit more successful.
Yeah, 3-3 is better than 0-3. At least you get some W's in all the way in that map number 5, but a 3-loss streak from the Gorillas shows that they simply have no ice. You need to have some here, because it's been a back-and-forth series, man. You take both respawns, definitely catches everybody at home and everybody in the crowd off guard. But they are just playing some of their best Call of Duty right now.
Agreed.
You just need it for one more map.
We'll see. There's the guy, Marky coming out. Late energy. What is going to be the designs here? Like we said, last time these two teams played, it was 6-4 in favor of OpTic. But look at the big battle in the opening duel win percentage. Both these two teams have really struggled there. On top of that, they also haven't held hands all that often. So this just feels like we're going to get a mix fest on map 5.
Yeah, the battle of the first bloods, just the same way it was in map number 2, is going to be playing a bigger part here. Because OpTic are a lot better at converting in those numbers advantages. But here we go into the map number 5, Gorillas on the offense.
Let's get up, let's get wild. How about this for LAG? We've seen that route through balcony be preferred, but LAG just take the quick route through pool. Gonna go for the immediate plant, and they're gonna set this whole post plant towards Palm side. Linz is already through into square. A lot of trust that Skies can hang this.
Oh, and Linz might catch the timing for their early first blood onto Kenny. Not expecting him to be in that position. 35 seconds to go, 3v4.
And this just keeps Skies extra safe, because they have to deal with Linz first. You have to get him out of this position. Little battle, little shimmy, little shake. How about Linz for 2? And there's still been no effort towards the bomb itself. You have to get these wins if you're OpTic, and they're not finding a single kill. Just down to Dashy. Pistol whips the first, but there's just not enough time.
Not enough time indeed, my friend. 1v4, 12 seconds left. Dashy is gonna get taken care of. But LAG set the tone early on. You walk right into the site, you plant that bomb immediately, but you could just tell what that first gunfight did for OpTic's retake situation.
Yeah.
Once Linz finds that kill, everything is at a pause because we have to take care of him before we even think about approaching over towards pool.
It's just the idea. We've seen so many squads take that route through balcony, jump off, then plant. It's caused this little counter effect where the defense are throwing their nades for that balcony, and Kismet says, I'm just gonna run through pool this time, see what happens. Works out nicely for them. So now you've got OpTic's first offensive attempt. Looks like it's gonna be something similar. 3 members already over towards A. They're gonna go pool side as well here to start. Nade stunts, not fully gonna land, and Hook has a chance to play in toward maybe an early point here today, but look at the focus for LAG, all the through mid-map on this early defense.
Yeah, Shotzi was forced to back on out. He was trying to take mid-map away, but a nade hits him right in the chest. Thankfully, still makes up for it this time with that first blood, but Dashy is gonna get isolated 3v3.
This pulls the post plant back for OpTic. They have to worry about this flank. And LAG, ooh, good info here for Shotzi.
See that beamer, brother?
Yeah, we'll find out. Instead, just gonna wait and watch. That's good information towards this post plant, knowing that Priest is playing in towards stair side. Shotzi on the hunt. That's a little bit easier than what we saw before. Trades are decent though. Linz takes it to a 1v1 with Hoot. Timing gonna be everything. How does Linz choose to play this? Down he goes. Now the battle, Hoot not able to get it out of time, and a big win for Linz. LAG up 2-0.
Just the mind games right there. Hoot was going back and forth. Eventually, Linz is gonna strike, but catches the proper angle. Dropping down through mid-vault. Didn't matter if Shotzi found the first flood. They were able to instantly respond with that kill onto Dashy. But then I thought Shotzi was going to close out the round there. Once it turns into a 2v2, he catches the timing, plays the super patient over to B Street, makes it a 2v1, but Linz was instantly there for that trade. And I know we said before the map started, LAG ain't got no ice, but that's a very big round there.
Hot start. Very hot start. Linz in particular. How about all 4? Carries the streak now, 6 in 1 early. Doesn't have the RC though. No, he's not yet. Similar route. This time it's going to be bit by Kenny. Doesn't make a difference. Still wins the gunfight. Teammate unfortunately bounces off the palm tree right into his lap, so we stay 3v3. And here's OpTic.
Oh, Hook's able to win that gunfight. The comms come in, so Skies was ready for it. But now Hook with a stun. Individual player makes a big time play. Now a 1v3 for Kismet. Bomb being planted over towards B though.
Yeah, he's gonna
give himself a shot.
Gives himself a shot. Can he catch one off guard early? Timing here. Oh, good trigger discipline. That's good info. Nate cooked up. Timing is going to get everything on the follow-up. There's the follow-through. Gotta get out. Not going to get out. Dashy right there. Never seen OpTic find one back. But what an individual play from Hook.
That's all it comes down to, man. The fact that Hook is able to get behind enemy lines with them knowing that he was in that position and miraculously is able to walk away with 2. That solidifies the round right there. The Nuke making plays here in Game 5. Finding success early on with this timing. The first one with 13 HP in a dream gets it done, but the awareness to know the pinch was going to be on. The regen comes in at the right time, and the headshot's good enough for that second kill. OpTic, secure round.
That's going to play a little bit of mind games with the LAG setup, you think? Slipping back behind both ARs. Back to A we go. Nades this time directed into pool from LAG's defense. That stun does land. Similar idea for the Gorillas over through the middle of the map, but this time they're not fully pushing through. Dashy trying to hold them back as the bomb's being planted.
Yeah, they take mid-map away. That's been the consistent factor, and then try to isolate this player watching the deep pinch. But Dashy knows the pressure's going to be on him. 35 seconds still in the game clock.
Oh, Kenny head on a swivel. Just slips behind P2. Dashy following up. Clears out some of the pressure on the back, but do they expect? No! That's Kismet in the middle of the map. Big win for Bruce. Skies from the front, though, puts the pressure on the Palms. Can Priesta get in towards the site? Dashy's in trouble. Hoop just watching the cross. Nice opening shot from Priesta, but Shotzi still holding back. Finds the trade, trying to pre-fire in the second. It's just down to Skies versus Dashy for the 1v1. Time becoming an issue, and it's going to run out on the chance for the defuse.
Yeah, you're expecting Dashy to be playing over towards poolside, but knows that the clock is on his side. Drops down through mid-vault and secures around there for OpTic Texas. It starts by getting the early read on that pinch.
Yep.
The fact that Dashy, once that bomb gets planted, he said, nah, screw this. I got isolated over towards goal. This I'm going to play with my team. And he's able to find that initial 2 kills and clutch up on the round.
I think LAG need to remember that Dashy and Kenny both are keeping their ARs back on the OpTic offense. We'll have to come back to that when OpTic find themselves on the attack again.
And they've been taking a lot of the map control so far in their defense. It's just one switch up to drop down in the vault and play your numbers.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see. We'll keep a pin on that. How about this, though? Different look here for LAG. They're going to try to take the battle to OpTic up top on the hallways. Nades are going to land on both sides. Kismet carrying the bomb. With that read, he's going to go search things out in towards the site itself, but they do lose Flins at mid, and Kismet doesn't have the security to commit for the plan.
Yeah, he doesn't want to at least plan it by himself, but he's going to put himself in position to now be the playmaker with that bomb being down. Yeah, that's a feature, guys. For everybody that plays rank play, if you're not an OBJ guy, just drop it. I'll plan it for you.
Well, does he get a look at Dashy on the corner here? Doesn't look to. Hoop watching over through square. Slides underneath the pre-aim. I don't think Kismet has seen any of this. And honestly, OpTic are just going to play their numbers and wait for the play retake.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Why not?
He said that clock will continue to wind on down. We know that you're not most likely going to go over towards B, but now they got a read on it. Skies at 48 HP. Get the trophy down. The objective is going to come into play, but you probably wasted too much time. OpTic are here.
Yeah, they sure are. They're going to stop the plant shots. He contesting, knows he's got him stuck in the corner. He's also stuck in the ladder, but it doesn't make a difference. Priesta still drops. Kismet coming back to the play, though, does find one. 17 seconds on the clock. Shotzi, Kenny, able to at least control the space around the A site, and there's really nowhere for Skies to go. Yep, and he's got absolutely no exit from A. OpTic stringing them together.
And that's where OpTic just take their time. They find that first blood early on to Lins, and then 4v3, they plant that bomb in towards vault. We can isolate players all around the map because we have the numbers. They were able to get active as well, not really try to retake over through pool. That's what the Gorilla mates were prepared for them to push out through their base. They worked that overextension, catch them off guard, and secure the round. That's now 3 rounds in a row for OpTic.
Yep. Then a lot of it coming with the success of the first bloods as well. 3-2 in that department. Matches the scoreboard in the center of your screen. Okay, so now we talked about it. Does LAG continue to put pressure in towards mid? Do they try to adjust, knowing that this has been AR control towards Palms? Yeah, they're going to avoid it completely. They're just trying to overwhelm and overstep, but Kenny's playing safe at P2 as the bomb's getting planted.
Yeah, they just want to try to back down Kenny or gain the info, forcing the reposition, but Kenny finds the first blood. Big gunfight, and can he finesse with his life? Yes, he does.
What an exit from Kenny. He's still being hunted. He will be taken care of, but he kills off so much time. 30 seconds on the clock. Good win from Skies. He gets down the pinch from Dashy. Now it's just down to breaking down the site itself. Now it's time for the SMGs to get active, but who can shut down the play? Oh, how about the hold from the interior for OpTic?
2-man setup. The SMGs in towards the site. Right there, if you're the Gorillas, though, you probably want to take your time there because you take care of Dashy on the replay. You know that Kenny was watching over towards Pool. So the last two players, who are they? Who get shots? They're most likely double stacking towards the site. You had the numbers, but you go for the 2v2 chow instead of the 3v2 chow. And they make you pay for it 4 rounds in a row now for OpTic.
Need something here from LIG. What's the play call? Are they going to go for the quick plant? Kismet with the bomb. Double ARs playing over towards the outside. RCXD is going to need their views of entry here. Kismet will wait for that to kind of clear up a little bit more space. That's enough for the plant to come in.
Yeah, the bomb's going to go down for free. So how do OpTic decide to retake this? I don't know if Kenny was able to gain the info onto Priest over through this overextension. 35 seconds to the go. Now Shotzi's turn with the RC.
A little bit of a demo derby coming out.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Shotzi, wait a second.
Has he found the player on the inside?
There's the damage. Kismet will drop. Hook finds the entryway. You also got a player outside on the palm trees. Another RC comes in, but doesn't make a difference. It's just down to Priesta. Takes down the player over towards the bomb side. He gets a second, not the third though. Shotzi with the win and the defuse. OpTic on match point.
That was the battle of the RC cars, but you saw how active OpTic were once all those RCs were invested. You get the player one shot in towards the site, you send in Hook to finish out that kill. But then just trade after trade, they turn it into a 4v1. Priesta was trapped. And now OpTic with 5 rounds in a row at game point.
Gentlemates still trying to fuel up the squad. Can they pull 4 in a row? Starts here on this defense. Bomb being left by OpTic, looking to get aggressive. Nades over the top. What do they see in terms of the opening information game? As Hook will go back, collect the bomb, and Shotzi on 5 in a row just going to sit here and wait, and he's going to find first blood on the list.
Oh, Dashy finds the second. Now another 4v2. Information gained. You know where both of the players are. Let's just plant the bomb.
Oh, they're actually going to go over towards B side, but there is a way to get back over towards Vault, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Should be a post plant 4v2, and how about Kenny takes down Skies? One more to find, and no Priest is on an island. The shots from Dashy are good, and OpTic stay alive.
The green wall. Ice up today in Search and Destroys. Off of the back of those first bloods. That was 6 rounds in a row there in that map number 5. I know it's tough though if you are OpTic Texas is looking back at your last 2 series like what's going on with our Hardpoint game. But if you can bank on this ice, you know it's just one small change for your Hardpoint to be back on top.
Yeah.
What a series.
What a series. Elimination round 1.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's Friday. Are we kidding? Map 5 banger. But how about the performance across the board for OpTic here in this 5th map? Talk about the offensive success. Hook finding 3 plants and 4 of the offensive rounds. The first blood game also 6-2 matches that the final score.
And if you think that one round out of Hook finding that double on the backside of Pool wasn't the game changer round, because if you lose that round, you're down 0-3. Heavy momentum in favor of the Gorillas. But with Hook making that individual play, everyone starts to get activated. Shots are starting to turn up. Dashy's winning his pitch gun fights.